Squatch and Holler. Please like and subscribe.
And hit that bell.
Hey, hold on, let me get over to the comments here. Hey, Sharon and Bobby, Bigfoot Society, y'all, I'll tell the story behind this here in a little bit. Hey, Jeremiah, how's it going? Look, people that see this later, you didn't get alerts because I didn't know I was going to do this till about 10 minutes ago, and it's no big deal. So we got I've been MIA for a little bit. Got a new job. They are cramming 4 jobs into here. It's kind of like some stuff I've done before, but and not. I've never really used computer systems. I've done laptops and phones and stuff. Hey, Judy, Bristol, the hat. So we were in I guess an antique store in Pulaski, Tennessee yesterday, and you know all the Bigfoot guys have hats and everything, and paranormal guys. And this one here, it's made in Australia. Looked brand new, and it was way less than half price. So I never have worn anything but a ball cap or a visor, and I put it on, and Heather liked it, and I thought, well, I can wear it on the show or whatever. But I put it on; it was comfortable. So anyway, y'all might see me with this some and some not. So I don't have a guest today. I just wanted to check in and let everybody know. Thanks, Dale. Let everybody know that I'm still around. Just my job has been, when I get home in the evenings, my mind's shot, and I don't want to have a guest on and not give them 100%, attention or whatever. But I appreciate y'all stopping by. And notice the name in the corner there. Peyton, my son, called me that yesterday when he saw this hat, so I thought it was funny. But anyway, had some interesting things happen in the past 3 weeks, and I'm not going to get into details, but y'all been through this before, where somebody, and it's nobody in our immediate, well, I don't even get into it, but I've had somebody disappoint me. Let's put it that way. And yes, and that's another thing, Sharon. It's too hot to do anything. I've had ideas to go out and do a little, research or whatever, and it's too hot. I mean, like right now, it's the time it is now, 6:46 here. I just went out to the laundry room, and it's suffocating. So, good. I start kind of early, so it's not bad. Yeah, it's all over. I made a comment on Facebook, Jeremiah, about Tennessee summers and everything, and y'all, we all deal with basically the same stuff. But when the humidity is so high that it feels like you're underwater, it's a struggle. Yeah, Sharon, right? It's a real struggle. So one thing I did want to talk about, and Jeremiah didn't know I was going to talk about this, but so he one of the first shows I did, the first big show I did was Jeremiah at Bigfoot Society, and that I think that episode got close to 40,000 views or whatever. But it's built over time, and it got me kind of started, helped give me the confidence, to that maybe I could do this. And so he he reposted it, and I knew he was going to do it. I didn't think anything about it, but what it did, I'm at my new job. I'm focused on the computer and these parts, and I got the numbers, and I feel a presence over to my left, and look over, and it's a girl I went to school with, and she said, "Hey, was that you on that podcast?" And I thought she found this podcast. I'm like, yeah, I have a podcast. And I was telling her, and she looked kind of confused, and then that confused me. So when Jeremiah reposted that on his channel, somebody, I don't know who it was, posted it on a local Facebook page, and she brought it up on her phone, and it's like, oh, here, oh crap. Oh, I guess it's official now. I'm the crazy Bigfoot guy here in Marshall County. Wow, 101. So we started talking about the subject, and there's two things that happened. She was telling me about her dogs acting weird, hearing strange sounds that her and her husband have several acres here in the county. Sorry about this, y'all. She said she noticed there were bones, different animals being dragged up. And she's like, where are these coming from? So she crossed the fence to go back to this old shed, hadn't been used in years. And there was basically, it's full of bones. So, we know that mountain lions, bobcats, whatever can make their home in caves or old buildings or whatever. So we were talking about, I was asking her some questions, and she had I said, any pets have gone missing in the past couple of years? And not that I know of, but I had a cow that was killed, and got to asking her questions about that. And this cow was on her side of the fence, so it didn't jump to the other side and get hung up and die. It was being dragged from her, full-grown cow now, dragged from her place over or through the fence, and the tail was torn up, and it got hung up in the fence. And I guess whatever was trying to. Now this is crazy because I don't know. Hold on. Anything personally that would drag a full-grown cow. I mean, in all my years of being around farmers and stuff, I've never heard that. So I didn't get to see any pictures. I didn't get to see it. I asked a lot of detailed questions, and from what it sounded like, it was being dragged to the other farm. Okay. And where the bones would be. Now there's a aha moment coming. So I get home. We talked about a lot of stuff. I gave her advice. Pretty cool. Talked to her. And when she told me the location, I was like, oh. So now when I get home, I'm thinking about it. The next day, I get an email from an older gentleman and asked him where he lived. And they didn't know each other was going to contact me. Basically, he lives within sight of this lady that I talked to. All right. Hold on. So he's got strange stuff going on screens, and he's like 6'4", 6'5", legitimately big old man. And he said he's never been scared of anything but his dogs and him, went in the house. I've heard that before, and just don't know what these sounds are. And I've been invited to go kind of investigate in this big farm that neither one of them own. He has access to. So, but the aha moment is, if y'all remember me telling the story it happened in 2008 here in Marshall County. The guy was driving a Jeep, headed north. And I said he got close to the pig farm. And the Bigfoot stepped out, was looking away from him, and he had the doors and the top off the Jeep. His wife was with him. And this Bigfoot stepped out in front of him, looking the other way, but then flinches as they go by. And he says, Roger, I'm looking up this thing's nose. I can see its teeth. It grimaces like, oh my God, I just almost got hit. And he became obsessed. Went to the nearby farmer, maybe a few days later, and he's the one that said, he asked him, have you ever seen anything weird here? And his answer was, I've seen the big boy twice, and he's a big one, ain't he? So that was in 2008. So where that happened is where these two houses are, on either side of the road, I think. So from 2008, and then whenever the farmer had seen this thing, to some weirdness going on now, I've got ideas about recorders and stuff like that, and it sounds like I'm gonna get access. Yeah, the big boy. You know how farmers talk. Hey y'all, I'm not focusing on the chat. I'm sorry. I don't need a co-host. I've gotten some great. Hold on a second. My laptop hasn't been on in a couple of weeks, and it's wanting me to update. I hope that didn't. We still on? Yeah. So anyway, yeah, from telling that story back last year, now we've got access to some places that we might actually find some things. I want to see the old shed full of bones. Now I'm hoping this guy has access to that property, because she doesn't. What's up? Rowdy Roger. There's Harley. But yeah, and it's just, there's been so much going on, and there's one thing that I kind of want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it because everybody's tired of hearing about it already, and it's something local. So I'm not going to talk about what happened, but I'll talk about what happened and what I'll kind of learn from it. So y'all, should I even tell what? Y'all know where I live. Real small town. And Greg and Spencer and Misty and all of them always make fun of me, call me Forrest Gump and all that. Well, Peyton's Forrest Gump Jr., I guess, because we hadn't talked about this, but there's things now that's going on that I think it's okay to talk about. The viral girl, Haley Hawk Tua, is from here. She's kin to my son by marriage. He's been knowing her since she was little. Sees her, pretty frequently. I'm not going to say where, but a lot of these stories are lies, y'all. I mean, if you see where the teacher got fired, all that, that's bull crap. So anyway, whatever you think about that, she got a good sense of humor, went crazy viral. So our buddy has a hat business he just started. And so she, I guess, I don't know who contacted who, but he's making hats and she's getting some proceeds from it. And she's got her an agent here, Peyton. He was down there visiting with them. And maybe make her a little money off of it. The family, I don't think, won't go into that. She's just a regular girl being funny, and it just went crazy. And she doesn't have social media, and I think that's why it went nuts. People, you can find anybody in 20 seconds. Well, they couldn't. So There's a lot of lies out there. But anyway, what I did was Jeremiah saw it. I posted to my TikTok the picture of Jason and her, and she was signing hats and Jason's phone number. I posted on TikTok. I figured I might get 1,000 views and help him out a little bit. We've been knowing him forever. So it went crazy. And it got up to it was getting about it got to the point where it was getting 5,000 views every 10 minutes. And I was getting a lot of weird people from all over the world making comments and stuff. But here's what it has to do with what we talk about. And it struck me. Now, when I say this, I'm not saying, hey, you need to go out and kill a Bigfoot. Let's rewind. When I say this, I'm not saying, hey, we need to go out and kill a Bigfoot. But here's what I am saying. I had a picture from Jason that they took in his shop here or in Lewisburg. And it's a legit picture. It's him and her standing there. No big deal, right? But a huge percentage of the comments where that's not her. That's AI. That's a scam. That's she doesn't look like this. This eyes, looks different. That tattoo looks different. It's photoshopped. It was ridiculous. So where that ties into what we talk about, if you Patrick Noble, which has found some great evidence, if you get some great a good clear picture of a Bigfoot and of a Bigfoot family or whatever, nobody's going to believe it. Everybody is so distrusting nowadays because of the technology, and I understand why, but it floored me, and I'm like, and I deleted it because of the weirdness, and he's overwhelmed with calls, and I don't know if his website crashed or whatever, but I've been thinking about things with the time off I've had from the show. And, if Harley drags a body up on the courthouse square in East Tennessee and a scientist comes and then they do blood work and all this stuff and they say it's real, we're going to put money into this. We're going to try to see if there are more out there, more different types, whatever. There'll still be naysayers, right? But, but with the pictures and evidence, I just don't know. And if you're doing it, if you're going out and you're doing it for your own personal fun and all, that's fine. But then I get into another. Yeah, I know, right? Wait a minute. Hold on. Y'all, hey Diane, I just saw yours. I know my microphone said hello to people that's not here, so you can understand Cajun. I like to have fun with this, but I do get going deep thought, which is impossible now trying to learn this new job. So I talked to Barton Nunley at the Anniston Bigfoot conference, right? We're standing there, and this has to do with the same thing. He said, Roger, he said, in the past few weeks, I've gotten some amazing evidence. It's been analyzed, and the screens that they got, just kind of like what we got. Now I've got the footage of the footprints and the hair sample that I sent off, which I don't know, I probably won't hear from that for a long time, but that we found at Greg's, the footprints at Greg's, the footprints in Kentucky at LBL, the footprints here in Lincoln County we found the boneyard. So, but when I say a footprint, Let me write this down. Hold on. I haven't done a show in so long. I'm kind of all over the place. But I was talking to Barton, and he said, I figured with if you guys have seen War Criminal was there and Barton, and I'm not sure who else was there. Maybe Daryl and all those guys. But he's got a video, and it's I don't know what it looks like. It's a pulsating round. You can see the roundness of it, and I'm not gonna call it a portal, but it's strange, and it was happening. They're like me; they don't have equipment to fake this stuff. He said it was legit as it could be. I've got these howls that, if I'm not mistaken, I think they were analyzed by the guy that did analyze the Sierra sounds. May be wrong about that, but I think it was Scott. I can't remember his last name. So he said, I thought, when I found this stuff, we were excited, and I presented the evidence, and he said, it's crickets. They're crickets. Nobody's talking about it. When he said that, it kind of, I thought about, well, that's kind of the way it was with the UFO thing, right? We all had. Who's Roger? Where's he at? But yeah, Nelson, thank you, Mr. Smith, Jeffy. So, so Barton confused when I've got the video out. When you're there and it happens to you, it leaves an impression on you. Saw these footprints. It scared the crap out of me because I was, basically there with just me and Heather and Honey. It was exhilarating, but it was scary too. And they were there. I mean, I know they're real. And yes, that stuff can be faked, I guess. But when you find something, it doesn't get the attention for some reason. And like the UFOs, when the government comes out and finally says something about it, there's nothing. I remember Jeremiah. I don't know if he's still here. We were kind of surprised at the lack of discussion. Maybe it's because most everybody figured out something was happening anyway, kind of like this. So, I don't know what it's going to take. All I know is what I've experienced and what I've seen. And the same with you guys, gals. But what I've learned in the last week or so is people are so distrusting, and I get it. I get it. It's if you have an analytical thinking brain at all, and I don't know if there's some people that go after maybe the big hit, just like we had the little girl from here that went viral. Maybe that one person that got 100 million views, maybe they made some money. Maybe that's what people are shooting for, some people. And it gets intermingled with what we're trying to do, which is just tell the truth. If I don't know something, I'm not going to make up anything. I had a conversation at church today. The guy comes up, says, hey, you going to give me one of those Squatch and Holler picks? Patrick Noble, the new job it's a great one, but it's taking me, it's so much. Thank you, Diane. I got this yesterday at an antique store from Australia, so that's why Peyton called me Sasquatch Dundee, so that's why I got the name here. But I kind of like it. It feels good. Now I got to get me one of those long jackets. But anyway, I've just learned a lot about people. I've had questions to ask, like Barton asked that question, and started thinking about that, and some of the stuff that I know some of you have, that it's crickets. Nobody. It's not that not anybody cares. But here's what we forget sometimes, I believe, and this is just me rambling today, y'all. Sorry. So this conversation I had at church, he's like, "Hey, I'd like to have one of those Squatching Holler picks." Well, I didn't get many of those. I probably got a half a dozen left. I'm like, okay, I went to school with him. I know him. We played guitar together years ago. Played in a little band. It was horrible. But even him, he's telling me what he feels about ghosts and Bigfoot and all that. And he's a non-believer, and he tried to get into it. He said, "But where's the evidence?" And Spencer and I have talked about this. There's a lot of evidence. It's just spread out. Patrick Noble, y'all have evidence. And Harley's got evidence. I've got evidence. Spencer, they found that trackway at LBL here when we went for the meet and greet. It was amazing. And I don't know how you deny that it wasn't by what I saw. Here's what we forget sometimes. I have like 1,700 subscribers. I thought I'd never have that many, and I thank every one of you. Woodwalkers has about 1,900. And we see each other a lot. We trust each other. We talk to you guys. But that's such a small percentage of the people out there. I mean, most people don't know these little shows exist. They don't. When they hear a Bigfoot researcher, which I don't consider myself that, I just go out and try to get dumb luck going on. And I know, Patrick, you're right. Let me highlight that. I'm not. It's just I get to thinking about it. But when you have people that come, to you and they want you to have a 30-year conversation in 3 minutes, it's impossible. I don't carry around a list to tell people to go look at this, go look at that. I mean, it's hard to do. But I realize the people they're the regular people. When I say regular people, the people that are not in the Bigfoot world or cryptids or whatever, they're not going to believe just some random guy wearing a stupid hat, and I can't say that. I can't blame them. But what I did tell the guy, I said, this world is full of people that think like you do. There's nothing wrong with that. I said, but there's also a lot of people just like you that came around a curve, minding their own business, listening to the radio, talking to their family. Bigfoot steps out in front of them, or you don't go camping and a Bigfoot steps out or throws something at you. I said, now where you're at is that you've been making fun of people all your life, and now you won't say anything because you think nobody will believe you and they'll treat you like you've treated other people. So then that story gets withheld from the public. He knew what I was talking about, and I saw his point and he saw my point, and that's all you can ask, right? And is that you can have a discussion. That jumped up. Well, hold on. I was going to get Miss Diane here. A lot of evidence out there. She had to find these channels. Yeah, and that's the thing, Miss Diane. A lot of people don't search. Here's what happens. And I'm going to use Miss Diane as an example. Just what she said. Hold on a second. Hey, Richard. Welcome in, sir. That's a good point, Diane. But I'm gonna try to make another point with that. So I talked to Miss Diane. I think we're emails or messenger. Here's what happens. Fred's going along, living his life, ain't worried about anything, doesn't know that these little shows exist. Like I didn't either. I didn't until a year and a half ago or so. And then Fred get screamed at in the woods, face to face with a angry mama Bigfoot or whatever, right? So then he does what I did. He does what Miss Diane did. He does what a lot of y'all have done. And he goes, the first thing I did, and Harley mentioned this earlier, I typed in, Bigfoot in Tennessee. Years ago, Scott Carpenter popped up. Then you know how YouTube works, or or the internet works. you find one thing, and then it leads to another and to another, and you're like, how did I? 2 hours later, how did I get here? So we're really a small, very very small percentage. Sometimes when I talk to y'all, and where we go to meet and greet, or we go to whatever we've been doing, we hang out. Sometimes I get to thinking that there's a lot of us. There's not. There was a lot of people showed up at the meet and greet, but in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't a lot. That's okay. It was awesome. I'm just saying. Yeah. Well, Leanne, good point. If only 1% are telling the truth, then they're real. If only one is telling the truth. And that's what I told, the guy today. I'm like, he said, how did you get into this? And I'm like, okay, well, he hadn't heard my story. And we went to school together. And when you finally put your stuff out there, you think everybody heard it. Well, he hadn't. And I said, well, Andy, when I was 14, I had one step out in front of me and turn and look at me and then walk up the hill. So I have no choice. It's not believing. Your people said knowers or whatever. That's right. And don't really want to get into the other stuff that's happened to me over the years. But I was just trying to figure out, is there a connection? Leanne, thank you for the note. And I know your stickers got there, y'all. So it said we all did the same thing, Googled iShine or whatever, and we saw, and that brought us all together. That's yeah. I mean, if you grow up outside, frog gigging, fishing at night, tending the cows, whatever, and you see iShine that's 2 inches apart, 2.5, 3 inches, and you see the horses, and they're on the side of the head, and you see the deer, but then when you look up, now I've never seen this, Peyton has. When you look up, and I know some of y'all have, and there's a huge distance in between the eyes, and they're blinking, and they're moving together like that right there. It's not a raccoon. So, yeah, Patrick, that's funny. That's right. That's kind of what my raindrop and the oak tree story is about. People getting together. I see Wendell. No, because we were at church, and it's hard for me to get to it. Actually, I can get to it, but the thing is, that video Wendell, wouldn't. I may do it later, but I've done it. You let somebody hear what the screams, and they're just like, somebody stepped on a cat or something. I don't know. But my buddy's calling. He's calling from Nashville. I'm not going to answer that. Yeah, I could answer it on here. But yeah, it's I've learned a lot in the past year and a half, 2 years. I've learned a whole lot in the last 3 weeks. Because I've had to take a break. And the mental break, the new job, is great, but it's going to take me a little bit, but it's getting better. And it's a job I can't talk about, actually. So when that other company, they pissed me off when they said I failed a background check. So I went back to a company where, just so I could tell them that's not true. So my background's clean. But um, that was like a slap in the face to me. And the guy that recommended me, I'm like, they told him that I failed the background check, and it was just a bunch of crap. So that all worked out. Everything always works out. Works out like it's supposed to. So, but on the no, I can't tell this either. I'll tell it later. I'll see some of y'all in person. It's no big deal. Anyway, so had the past few weeks, found out one of my buddies was living a triple life, as a liar, and that's all I'll say about that. And I've got people coming to me just from stories I told, and that's the amazing part. That's what the value to these small channels are, and the big channels like Jeremiah. Here's something. So I heard last night, if JB's still here, Jeremiah's still here. There was a guy on his channel, and I was listening. And this is the point. I didn't say anything. It's not a slam at the guy. It's like when you have a discussion, some people take it as slam. So what he said was he was trying to be careful. I understand that. He's seen a couple Sasquatch. He does a lot of research, and he's found tracks to the point where they know it's the same individual, and they researched this area, and now they've got another track from another individual, right? Okay, so Jeremiah, you remember this last night, right? And I know the guy's being careful. He don't want to, like he said, not speaking definitives. But Spencer and I talked a few weeks back. We do that because we don't want to lie to people. We don't want to be the person that's everything's a Bigfoot and all that. Yeah, I know. Y'all, if y'all hadn't subscribed to this one here, go do it. And y'all all know JB. JB's a cool guy. We try to be careful. Like today, this morning before church, while it was still cool, we went to the North End hotspot because it's kind of close to the church. So I put Heather on the active side, I call it. She's got better hearing than me, and she heard a few things that wasn't normal. But we didn't sit there and say, "Oh my," we didn't. I'm not saying we heard Bigfoot. And no, I ask her questions. What do you think it was? What could it be? All that. So sometimes we're a little too careful. And here's what I'm going to say about that, because he got these Bigfoot tracks he's been finding for years. They've measured them. They know when it's the same individual and whatever. Okay. Now this is what I told Heather last night while we were listening to it. Sharon. If Sharon has only ever seen 2 deer in her life, and somebody says, that's a deer track. That whole trackway right there's a deer track. Oh, okay. Okay, I've seen those a couple times. Somebody goes hunting with Harley in East Tennessee. Same thing with wild hogs or turkey. Well, yeah, I've only seen a couple wild hogs. I've never seen one in the wild. Do they exist? I assume they exist because I've ate them before people have gone hunting. I've never seen a wild hog with my own 2 eyes in the woods. But I've seen pictures on internet of their tracks. I know what a domesticated hog tracks looks like. Bobcats. I've seen 7 bobcats. I'm 53. I've seen 7 bobcats in the wild. So when I see a track, I go, look, okay, that's a bobcat. That's a coyote. Now, if you've seen a couple Bigfoot, I've seen one. Maybe there's a maybe out there. But I've seen one for sure. This guy had seen a couple, I believe, maybe more than that. And all this research, and he was so scared to say Bigfoot track. Well, it's not a deer track. You know, if it's 18 to 20 inches long, you know, it's got a heel this big, and you've been studying this and you've seen Bigfoot in the area, it's a Bigfoot track. And we're scared sometimes to say that. He said, I don't want to talk in definitives. Well, I kind of wanted to like give him a bro hug, like, dude, it's a Bigfoot track. You've seen the Bigfoot, you see the tracks all the time. Oh, no, it's good. Maybe it happened for a reason. But what I'm saying, JB, is, you know, if you see turkey tracks, that's a turkey. If you see deer tracks, well, you put it together, that's deer. If you've seen a Bigfoot and you find in Bigfoot tracks, that's a Bigfoot. He was kind of like scared to speak in definitives. And sometimes we get like that. And Spencer, you know, is like, maybe we need to stop doing that, because Mark Green and Spencer, I don't know who else was with him, they found an amazing trackway at LBO. Got the video, and it's crickets, you know, and see y'all. Okay, I was at the Bigfoot conference last year in Gatlinburg. Never been to one before. Y'all know we saw some amazing evidence on phones and stuff like that. So, but we're sitting at Peyton. He's sitting to my left, and we're watching, and Cliff Barackman's up there, and he's showing this video. When I say it's as good or better than the Patterson Gimlin, and people are going to grab me by the throat, and, you know, no way. It was pretty amazing. And you can't find it online. It's at his museum in Boring, Oregon, because the lady that owns it is letting him use it, right? So he doesn't have the rights to it, and he can use it for presentations. We watched a 9-minute video, y'all, of a Bigfoot sitting in poison oak patch or something, and it's doing something. It's gathering something. It's picking. It's moving around, and the head's moving, and I'm stunned, and I'm looking around at everybody at this Bigfoot conference, and they're just, and I'm leaning back in my chair, and I'm looking around like, oh my God. Then I get to realizing, well, I told Peyton, I said, nobody's reacting to this. And well, we are at a Bigfoot conference, so everybody expects to see stuff like that, right? I didn't expect to see it. It stands up and walks away. They go, after they get the video, you know how they do. They go and they go up there. They did their research, found a tree, you know, like 8 foot tall, whatever. The being, it was huge. Walked like a Bigfoot, shaped like a Bigfoot, sitting in a poison oak or poison ivy patch. I don't know which. I get mixed up. And it was just amazing. And this stuff's out there. So anyway, I don't even know. Jeremiah, have you seen that? I don't know anybody else. I don't know anybody that's seen that. You know, Peyton and I saw it. The face, it was, well, Wendell, the face, it was far enough away you couldn't see the face, unfortunately, but you could make out the muscular, the structure and how it walked and all that. And then when they did the follow up investigation, when you see Cliff up there and they're back here at the same spot, it was big. I know, right? Yeah, y'all, I'm telling you, I don't know who owns the rights to that video, but Cliff Barackman showed that at a conference in Gatlinburg, and see, no, hardly it's not out there. It's not. It's in Oregon at the museum. You can see it there. like I said, people are like, "Oh, well, Cliff's just trying to make money." Well, no, he doesn't have the right to it, but he is trying to show it to people. And um, y'all, I mean, if I could show it, I would. I trust me. Um, it's all, it's almost worth the drive to Boring, Oregon, to watch it. But I don't know how long he's gonna have access to it. Um, I was stunned. It was 9 minutes, y'all. It wasn't like my deal was about 30 seconds. It wasn't, 15 seconds of this or that. Is 9 minutes. It may be a little over nine, a little shy of nine, but it was 9 minutes, and I'm just my my chin's on the floor, and it's it's top two. It's my top. It's in my top two easily. It may be number one. If I could watch it again, it might be number one. I don't know. No, it's number two. You can't. But so yeah, I was just gonna get on here for a little while. But but basically, if you see a deer track, it's a deer track. If you've seen Bigfoot on your property and you find tracks with big toes, it's a Bigfoot track. Um, Maybe one of the good things that's come out with some of the publicity and some of the hoaxers. Um, I don't think you have as many hoaxes anymore because people because of shows on TV with Monster Quest and these investigative shows. They know there are people out here that are have investigated or they're experts, and they've actually taught a lot of us what to look for, in a hoax. Not saying it couldn't be done, but you got to put it together too. If you live somewhere where the nearest neighbor is 5 miles, nobody comes on your property, and you go up to a pond that only you know there, and you bow hunt there, and you find tracks, you got to look at the situation. If you're in a public place where there's 1,000 people a day, then you got to be careful. But it's always good to have that analytical, because this this is what I'm afraid of, and probably the other people that are being careful. Like, oh my God, look, I'm finally gonna get to do my cast my first footprint and get out there and do it, and come in there and they're like, oh, sorry, this guy down the street, I faked that, and then here I am done that on the show, and now I'm tied in with that. I don't want to be there. The people that are in this for the right reason don't want to be tied to that. But anyway, y'all, yeah, the live as far as like guests and stuff, probably going to be a little bit. The getting out in the field, y'all know how hot it is. We've done that. We did it last year, just to see how it was. Well, when it's too hot for the frogs and crickets, it's too hot for anything else too. We didn't have anything moving that night, and we did a couple nights. So if I look at, I'm keeping an eye on things because, like, if let's have a cold front come through and tornadoes don't wipe us off the map, which usually is kind of crazy. Animals feed. They have to feed. Like if it rains for 4 days and it's really bad, they'll do what they can. But after that's over with, then you'll see whatever you're looking for out feeding in their usual spots. So I'm trying to think about in a hunting sense, like if it's say if it's 100 degrees for 5 days in a row, 98% humidity and really hot at night, then you get a cold front come in. Maybe that's a good night to go. Maybe things will be moving around. So, but I don't know. I told Greg I'm an honorary or asked him if I was an honorary house now. Yeah. I mean, we get so, one of my words I've used all my life, skittish, about um saying yes, that's definitely what it was, right? Um no, y'all, I had um first weekend we went with Tate, 100 degrees, 110 heat index. Next day temp dropped 30 degrees and we got the tree pushed over and the wood knocks around dusk. Now I remember I talked to Jeremiah a little bit. They were going, and God, it was hot. And we went that week here. That was the week I'm talking about. One of the trips up to the north end of the county, and that's what I was telling him. He didn't know me then. I was telling him, like, look for, where you would be actually, in a dip where it's cooler, in a cave or water, whatever. But they they had that tree pushed over, y'all, and go. Jeremiah, can you post Tate's uh, YouTube channel, please? Tate, they get out, they do a lot of boots on the ground. Ontario Richardson, that y'all saw here when I first started the channel, she was nice enough to come on and visit with us, and she had some casts and some pictures and stuff, and she's serious into this, and I enjoy talking to her. She's really good person. She's been with Jeremiah and Tate. They have a video where they went out, and here's when people come to you with evidence, I might not ever hear or see anything again. So I'm not gonna make it up. It's like with Tate, you can tell they're out there. He's had some experiences. He puts it together well too. I hope JB's looking up the channel. There you go. Thank you. Y'all go follow Tate. He's funny. You might. I think Jeremiah, you've been with him twice, maybe. That would be fun to get out and look around. But thank you. And like I said, I just want to get on here and let y'all know I'm still around. Things have slowed down a little bit now. People in East Tennessee, North Georgia, Southeast Kentucky, the August 10th. Hold on, it's is it the Tennessee Wildman? I'm still planning on doing that. Tennessee Wildman Conference. Saturday, August 10th, Tennessee Wildman and Crypticon. Second annual. It's going to be Milner Recreation Center in McMinnville, Tennessee. They're selling tickets on that Eventbrite that, like, you go. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's Eventbrite. I'm not going to be I don't think I'm going to be selling anything at all. I just want to go and here's what I might do. If the Wi-Fi is good enough, I might try to do a live. Hey, Spencer. Guess what? Roger didn't know he was doing a show tonight. I just thought I might get on and talk about some things that, went on. Not everything, of course, but yeah, the over in McMinnville, August 10th, I'll probably, I got approached to do that. They're going to give me a booth in a good spot. I'll probably put my flag up, and I just want to. I'll have some stickers with me. I won't have many, but I'll probably hand out some of those and talk to people. I might go live for the people that can't go. I don't know if that's against the rules or not, but it's easier to ask for forgiveness right? So I'll try to, if the Wi-Fi is okay. They're gonna have speakers and and y'all can go look at the list or whatever. But yeah, just stop by and say hey if y'all in the area. I don't know how big it is. I know it's second annual. They had a different area, a different spot last time. I think it was over north of Dixon, south of LBL. What's the name of that place? The park over there. We used to have our conventions for the Tennessee Lottery. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get off here. Just letting you know I'm still around. Uh, I'll get a lot of people say I didn't get alerts. I didn't get alerts. I didn't get one either because I just told Heather. I grabbed my funky hat. I said I'm gonna go in there and do a live right quick. I ain't done one in a while. I don't even know if I remember how to use the equipment. So, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else? I don't think there's anything else. Montgomery Bell State Park. Thank you, Mr. Timothy. Yep, that was it. So y'all go and subscribe to everybody. You got Woodwalkers, they come, but they've become like second family. We're mean to each other, and y'all, we pick with each other, and it's real. It's very real, but it's so funny because nobody gets mad at each other, and that's awesome. Sometimes I pull back. Sometimes they're like you should see the text, and I'm like, whoa, I guess I need to not. They don't know me that well. Greg might drive up here and kick me with his good foot. But Woodwalkers, Bigfoot Society, Harley posted his in here. I'm bad with names, y'all. Of course, you got Mark Newbill was working on a documentary. I think he did a really good job. I haven't finished it yet. Go to Beast TV and look that one up. Spencer, I think this hat was made for me. Was River in here earlier? Yeah, I thought Spencer. Somebody done kidnapped Spencer and took over his. Appreciate it, sir. David Blevett, what are you? You're late. Me and David, we're back and forth all the time, y'all. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down here for y'all that don't know. I've got a PO box set up. Here it is on the bottom, PO Box 43, Cornersville, Tennessee, 37047. If you'll send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, I check it a couple times a week, and I carry a pocket full of these with me. I'll take out the mail, and then I'll do right there on the table, whatever. Miss Leanne sent me a nice note. Leanne, while I got you on here, I read your message. Did you send me something after you requested the sticker or before? Because I read the note. I showed it to Heather. It was awesome. David has somebody in his family named I'm not putting that on there. He gets offended. He don't get offended. After? Okay, thank you. I go check it a couple times a week, and probably tomorrow. I'm glad you got your stickers. I appreciate and I did read everything. So would like to set up a show with Spencer and Greg and Misty, of course, but I would like to do, and he's done it before, but have the subscribers and friends on, maybe do 5 or 10 minutes, and then maybe we can go get in touch with some of y'all. If any of y'all are interested in that, send me or Spencer a message, and we can do a show sometime, maybe on their Sunday, we can combine them or whatever. He can be on mine or I can be on his, and we'll talk to y'all, have y'all on, and then just Superfly, dude. We were just talking about evidence and stuff. Superfly was locked to the ground, and my fat tail was running. That was an experience. I'll never ever forget that. Heather won't either. I mean, she's never seen one, but she's had so much. She's had all these other. She never had a Class A, but she's had all the other alphabet covered pretty good. But yeah, I find stuff out in the wild, at stores and stuff, and I'll send David a picture with that fireball thing he's got going on. I found some fireball jelly yesterday. I bet. Let's we Spencer start a website so we can post um, evidence. I'm gonna put you in charge of that. I'll find where somebody killed a small bottle of Fireball at a gas pump and threw it on the ground. And I'll look down. I'm like, and every time I see it, I think of David. I'm like, I'll take him a picture. And some of them I've taken. I forgot to send it to you. But y'all heard it here first. Spencer's going to start a evidence only um, Bigfoot evidence webpage. All right. We are into it. I don't want to bore y'all. I know we could talk all night. And if I had a guess, we could. But it's 7:42. I need to start getting ready. Y'all, great idea, Spence, David. Yeah, Miss Diane, it goes without saying the phone on the audio doesn't do it justice. It was so loud. I was expecting to turn and see a concert speaker. I mean, it's crazy. It was that loud. And then, first thing I say is that on his phone. Like, whose phone is going to be blasting that loud? But the things that you think, um, and it's like your brain is trying to process it. Should I be scared? Should I be scared? I should be scared right now because that just answered back from way off over there. Then there was a third one I thought I heard, and I thought there was three different ones, in different locations. So I will never forget Superfly. All right, y'all. Gonna get off here. Appreciate everybody. I'll just be honest with you. I miss talking to y'all, talking at you. Hold on, let's see what this. Yeah. Yep. So y'all, I tell you what, we'll work on that. If you've got a 2-minute encounter, or you have no encounter, and you've been watching Sawdust Beast, Woodwalkers, you were at the meet and greet, you didn't go to the meet and greet, we don't care. We will let somebody, we'll make a list and send people links, have you on. We can have you on. I don't know how many I can do at one time, but that would be fun. But y'all have to take the initiative and send. Who are we going to put in charge of that, y'all? Just all of us, just any of us, me, Greg, Misty, Spencer, we'll get together and compare our list, and we'll try to figure out. And if it's too many, we might have to do it in 2 shows. But AAI. But yeah, that's not. I mean, that's a good idea because it's fun, here reading the chat and everything. But I like talking to people. None of those people all over the world will have to. I thought about that. To be honest with you, I have in different sounds, different frequencies. That's on the list. It is. David, thank you. I know you will, David. David, y'all, he's helped me so much. And then a lot of y'all have. Okay, y'all. Thank you. This is Sasquatch Dumb D signing out from Lewisburg, Tennessee, or Cornsville. Yeah, that didn't go over too well, did it? All right. I know. Yeah, I'm trying to do all of it. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Bye bye.